Hello and welcome to another Talking To episode. I'm your host Teddy, and today I'm being joined once again by
Hayden.
And today we're going to talk about the TMNT, the 2012 Season 2, Episode 7, Slash and Destroy. So, what do you think about this episode briefly?
This episode, to be completely honest with you, I was not expecting any of it. Like, absolutely none of it. I wasn't expecting Slash or... I just wasn't expecting any of it. That's all I can say, because I'm still trying to process on what I actually saw today. It was just crazy, like, to think that Spike is now Slash and, like, is really dangerous and it's like a really bad threat. Like, it almost wiped out the turtles, and it was just really, really cool and kind of bad at the same time, if you get what I'm coming from.
Yeah, I mean, with this episode, I'm always so glad that this episode went I want to say dark, but also very deep with how much it went with the action. And I want to say it's near perfect, but it was just so great. I want to say that this episode could honestly be like a top 10 episode from this season. It's one of the best.
Oh, massively.
Okay, so then starting this episode off, so we do get to see Mikey and Leo, they're playing on the game. Well, Raph, it gets mad at Mikey because he's ruined his comic book, but then Donatello messes up his mission thing and sets off fireworks. What do you think about that scene?
To be honest, I don't have too much to say except for the scene in which Raphael's comics are like covered in pizza, and to be honest, I kind of do feel for Raphael. Like, his prize comic collection was destroyed by pizza, and of course now Mikey's just licking it off the page. I'm like, yeah, I would be pretty annoyed the same. Like, if something happened to like someone's collection, like for instance your collection of comic books got ruined, like, you would feel the same, wouldn't you, Teddy?
Oh yeah, probably a lot more worse.
Yeah, so I can understand Raphael's like anger, and like I could feel his heart just being pulled at. Like, his pride and joy is just being destroyed by his brother's pizza, and now he's just licking it off like there's nothing to do with it. So, but I do sympathise with Raphael in that situation.
Yeah, I must admit, with this scene here, I really didn't enjoy it for quite a few different reasons. So, like, the first thing is with the comic book thing, is that how did Raph get a complete comic book run in the sewers, even though he's been collecting it for 6 years? I mean, I don't know, I just find that a little bit unrealistic. I know that it's all turtles and all that, but at the same time, I would appreciate a little bit of realism in there. And then even Leo, he was telling Raph basically, oh yeah, the possessions don't really matter and all that. But he was basically chatting shit, just because, like, if you go back to like last season, when Mikey used his comic book as toilet paper, Leo got really mad about it. Like, what difference was there?
Oh yeah, I remember that.
Yeah, he's a big hypocrite.
Oh yeah, massive hypocrite.
And then the next thing, how did the fireworks come from ooze? It's only chemicals, but I don't understand how it could start an actual reaction with fireworks. Or am I just being stupid here?
Well, yeah, that's what I'm trying to get at. But some like elements can cause like explosions. Like, if you put potassium in water, it just explodes. That's the thing that I've picked up from like science class. Like, do you remember they used to put like a potassium in the water and it would just explode?
No. What science lessons were you going to?
It's fun ones. Fun science lessons.
I clearly missed those then.
Mm-hmm.
And then the last thing which I want to talk about is, when the fireworks come in towards Spike didn't really try to move away. He looked it in the eye. He wanted to die.
He accepted his death. He accepted, like, finally, salvation. And then Raphael just took him away from that, like, damn it.
Yeah, I just found that to be, like, really weird, but also at the same time it's just so funny to think about, like, there's a suicidal turtle out there.
And can I quickly just say, I was so annoyed when Donnie said, oh, I can't find this, like, retro mutant sort of thing, despite the fact he came up with it 2 episodes ago.
Yep. Oh god, this is going to be one of those things where just get mad
like,
at.
he's just sitting on, like, gold right now. He's sitting on it, and he's like, oh, how do I figure this out? Oh, I don't know what to do. despite the fact he made it 2 episodes ago, and he still hasn't figured it out. Like, I know Donnie's supposed to be the smart one here, but
He's Mikey stupid in this episode.
yeah, he's just Mikey stupid straight up. It's like Mikey and Donnie switch bodies or something. I'm like, what's going on here? Like, surely he must know.
Yeah, and then also, it's like, speaking of Donnie, Raph takes away his musician just so they can be safe and all that. But how can Donnie work on his retro musician, and even though Raph has it, and also what's Raph gonna do, and how will know when Donnie's ready to have it back? Like, there's a lot of stupid things with Raph in this episode.
Oh yeah, massively. Like, his rage takes over him, and his mind just switches off. It's like, I know what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna follow my rage, and just don't think about the consequences, you know?
Yeah. Well, after that, we do get to see Raphael's talking to Spike, and that's when he goes off to talk to Master Splinter, but that's when Spike goes into the mission, and then Master Splinter basically paralyzes Raph. What do you think about those scenes?
I've got to say that probably the most funniest part about this episode was when Raphael just got told to sit the hell down. It's like, just straight up arguing with Master Splinter, and the Master Splinter just comes along and is like, maybe you should take 5 minutes, and just knocks him out cold. I'm like, damn, that's one way to parent your kids.
Yeah, and I must admit, also that like move he did on Raph, and also be later move like Raph uses on Slash. It looked like it hurts quite a lot, like as if like paralyzing him. Like,
Oh yeah, it looks like it can be very painful.
yeah. Well, after that, we do get to see Slash just go, or like Spike goes into the mission and turns into Slash. So with that, what do you think about that scene? And also, what do you think of Slash?
Slash, I'm not gonna lie, I thought it was gonna be like, oh, it's gonna be like another Turtle, but to be honest, this Slash character, he's on par with like Chris Bradford. Like,
Wow.
he's like almost my new favorite character. Like, even though I only saw him once, but this guy is off the charts. Like, he's super strong, he's mutated, he knows the turtles like inside and out, and it can destroy them almost. Like, he can almost like kill them, as we see in this episode. Like, he's like, as they say, an Avengers level threat, but they're like a turtle level threat, if you get what I'm saying.
Yeah, and I do think that with Slash, because after this episode, he does change quite a bit of next following appearances, which is quite a shame, just because I do think that with Slash, he is like a perfect villain for the Turtles. Strong, he can kill them all, he knows them inside out. He's just like I would say like a near perfect threat for the Turtles, and I just want to see a lot more of him as a villain. He's just like perfect.
He does display it quite well.
Yeah. So then after that, we do get. Oh yeah. Wait, and before we go on to that, with Slash, he was mutating and all that. How did no one hear him, like, you know, grunting all that and like, ah? No, how did no one hear that?
It's turtles.
Yeah. Well, yeah. So after that, we do get to see Raph goes into his room, and he does see Slash, and he's quite surprised by it all. And Leo asks if Raph's going to join him on a mission hunt, and he says no. And Slash gets geared up. What do you think about that scene?
I'm not gonna lie, I really did like how Slash became his own identity. Like, he geared up in his own fashion, similar to what the Turtles do, but he just took his whole identity to a next level. Like, he chose the biggest and baddest weapons, he chose to become this whole different character, and I gotta say, I really did enjoy it. Like, he's turned himself like into his own character. Like, he is his own master of his own destiny.
Yeah, I do think that with Slash here, with how he gears up, I do think that all his colours with all the black bandages is just perfect. His belt buckle, that's amazing. I really do like how the belt buckle is. And then even with like when Raph first saw Slash, I want to talk about the lighting. The lighting was amazing, and with how Slash, the person who did was for Slash, he did an amazing job. He sounds like he was a different kind of actor. Like he was more professional than Raphael's actor. I don't know. I don't know if you had like or got in those like kind of things from it, but that whole scene there was just on a whole other level. I want to say it's like near perfect, but oh god, it was amazing. And also with that being said, there's something which I was thinking about. So with Raphael's room, he has that room with he has like a wardrobe with all the weapons in it. Now in last season, there was an episode where basically Must Spencer took away Turtle's weapons just so that they can learn how to use the environment and other weapons to defeat the bad guys. Now why didn't Raphael go into that room and get some weapons out there?
Maybe he built the room after, so then if a situation like that happened again, he could grab weapons of his own. Maybe that's a sort of thing, like a backup or a safe or something. That's what I was thinking.
Yeah, I mean, it just seems a little bit. I want to say like weird, just because we did have that episode, but then he'll build it after. I don't know. It's just one of those things, I guess. But then after that, we do get see Raph and Leo. They're more or less butt heads about who's gonna go after Mission, and we do get see Slash take down Donnie. What do you think about that scene?
That was like very stealthy of him. Like he managed to take him out, no questions. And I'm surprised Mikey didn't hear him at all, which is just surprising to me. So that was a bit like annoying. Like he's right behind you, like just turn around.
Yeah, I mean, I think the scene was okay, but I do think Slash like really stole the scene just for him being there and doing what he did. So quickly, before you go and talk about the Slash stuff, because I got a feeling we're gonna be talking about that for quite a while. Let's quickly talk about this little subplot with Leonardo going after the mystery canister and having tea time with a girl. What do you think about that little scene there?
To be honest, I don't know what to say. This time I'm speechless.
Okay. Yeah, I thought this little bit here was like the perfect balance to like really balance everything out with Slash and all that. It was just like comedic in all the great ways, and with the little girl, there's a few little things I want to point out. So first of all, her face in some scenes does look like I know, like she's like 50 or something, like she's like quite old, but now she does look quite young. And then with the scene where she was wanting to get the mission canister, I just found it so weird. She goes, I want it, ah. Why did she say that like that?
I don't know, they're kids, I guess, and kids do that sort of thing. I really couldn't tell you.
Yeah, but it seems so weird to go, ah.
I guess it's like a sign of relief. I don't know. The kids I don't know. The kid may have some. I don't know. The kids, man.
Shall we move on?
Yeah, shall we?
Okay. So then the next scene we do have is Mikey coming over and seeing Slash, and Slash beating Mikey up in slow motion. Oh boy. Would you like to start us off?
To be honest, this may sound kind of bad, but when Mikey was getting beaten up in slow-mo, it was like, I'm not too sure, it was like, it's gracious and like terrifying at the same time. Like he's slowly getting beaten up, his like bones are being shattered. I'm surprised his shell didn't crack. Like if a turtle shell's broken, that's pretty bad, isn't it?
Well, yeah, I mean, in the comics, Donto had his shell smashed and he like nearly died, so yeah, I'm guessing it would be like extremely bad for them.
Yeah, and I'm like, I'm not too sure, but there was a song that like, for that particular scene, there was a song for that to go along with it. Like, it was slow-mo, and I don't know how to describe it. It was like it was an opera song, but it's like to show like it's very slow-mo. And it would have just fit perfectly with that, but knowing the scene, like he almost died, probably wouldn't have worked. So
yeah, I mean, I think that this scene, I think it was just amazing. I think that this scene in particular worked really well, just like showing off like how strong and powerful Slash is with it, like that big reveal as it goes into slow motion. I like the whole scene just worked perfectly well, and yeah, that's all I really got to say about it. But then after that, we do get see Slash just use a voice changing ability to beat up Mikey. What do you think about that scene?
To be honest, that was really scary. To know that he can manipulate his own voice to sound like others that he has been in contact with is just a terrifying thing to say, because he did it with like Leonardo as well and everyone else, and it is a really like wake up call. It's like, look, this guy is a real threat. Like, he could be like any one of us and we wouldn't realize until it's too late. Like, he's like I don't know, like Among Us or something like that, you know? Like, no one knows who it is until it's like too late, and that's what just happens in this situation. But yeah, he's a really dangerous threat at this point. Like, it could be anyone until it's too late.
Yeah, I mean, with this scene here, I mean, there's not really too much I can really talk about just because there wasn't really too much that really happened. But I do like how Slash is like using more than just his strength, and he's able to show that he's more than just muscles and strength and all that, which I do really do enjoy. The only problem which I do have with this scene is the fact that he never uses this ability ever again. So I just find it a little bit weird knowing that he can do this, but never does it ever again, despite having like the ability to basically screw everyone over.
Yeah, like, it's a cool thing to have, but very dangerous in the wrong hands.
Yeah. So then after that, we do get to see an amazing battle with Slash versus Raphael. Where do we even begin with this one? I'm just gonna let you start it off.
To be honest, I don't know where to start either. Like, the amount of carnage and just, it was crazy to see. Like, Raphael fighting Spike, and it seemed pretty weird at the time. Like, he's fighting his like best friend. Like, he's going against his best friend who he's known like since he was like a little turtle, and now he's fighting him for real. It seems a bit out of the ordinary as such, but it's really cool when it happens. Like two friends who are now enemies. It kind of sounds like the situation with Master Splinter and Shredder, you know? That sort of situation.
Yeah, I mean, I think that like basically this story has been done like so many times. You can more or less like sort of pull like similarities with like more or less like any character with any other character. But like I do see where it comes from.
Yeah, and that's where I just thought of it. Like, that sounds like something that happened between Master Splinter and Shredder, and of course now it's happening to Raphael and Spike. Like, it just sounds a bit familiar and just looks a bit familiar. Like, two friends who are now foes fighting against one another for like power and dominance. It just sounds like Master Splinter and Shredder all over.
Yeah, I mean this scene, I must admit, I was very surprised with how like brutal like Slash really got, like throwing him through buildings, like also got like Mikey and like rammed him into Donnie's broken arm. Like this was like a very brutal fight, and yeah, I don't really know where to even begin. I just feel so bad I can keep repeating myself by saying like this scene's amazing, this bit and this bit. I want to say it's like near perfect. The one thing that like really like made me laugh was the fact when Leo come in, Slash punched him once, and he had all the like bruises and marks on him, just like all the other turtles. And that was only by one punch, so that that did make me laugh quite a bit. I don't know if you noticed that.
Yeah, I did notice that quite a lot. Like, only one punch and he's already like looked like he's been punched multiple times.
Yeah, all the other turtles I can understand, but this is one punch. And then we do go into the little final bit where we do get to see Raph takes down Slash with his and with a skill which Master Splinter used on him early in the episode, and he goes over the building, and then Slash somehow magically disappears. What do you think about that scene?
To be honest, that was pretty cool. I really enjoyed that. Like, Raphael used the move that Master Splinter told him to use. Trained him to use, or I don't know, forcefully like learned. I guess I really don't know. Like, he learned from his mistakes basically, and he used Slash's anger towards him as his like strength. like his strength was also his weakness, and Raphael used that accordingly, as a ninja should do. Use your enemy's strength as a weapon against them, or something along those lines. There's a famous saying that I cannot remember at this time, but you guys listening would understand it. But yeah, it was really cool to see him use can't speak like Slash's like anger and rage as a weapon against him, and Raphael, I think he's learned from that mistake. Like his anger, it can be used as a weapon of like against him. So I guess that's like a lesson. But I just quickly want to say, surely we would have gone past this stage by now. Like the amount of times that Raphael goes down this path and then he gets himself like helped and he learns from his mistakes, but he always keeps going down the same rabbit hole.
I'll just wait until next episode and we'll be having this same conversation again.
Jeez.
Yep.
Like, honestly, he gets help, then he goes down, then he gets help again, he goes down the same rabbit hole over and over again. Like, it's always the same with Raphael. Like, I know it's his character and that's his overall thing, but surely he would learn from his mistakes. I mean, come on. How hard can it be?
Well,
We're 2 seasons in and he's still like this.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's like really bad in this show where basically they keep reusing the same story arcs over and over again. But I think that in like 2003 show, they do basically give like the characters story arcs and they do actually complete them. And Raph, he does learn from his anger and all that. He does progress in the 2003 show, but in this one, just get used to it. We're gonna be having this same storyline repeated a few more times, so yeah.
I don't know how many times I can keep going down this storyline.
But yeah, I mean, I must admit with this scene, I did quite enjoy it, like Raph using the same ability to Splinter use on him. But I do find a little bit weird that he used it quite close to the edge, and yeah, that's all I've really got to say. Like, why would you use it like so close to the edge? And I mean, Raph had like the ability to do it anywhere, but he did it quite close to the edge. So yeah.
Yeah. But it was nice to see, though, that Raphael did care for Spike or Slash, however you want to, however you want to call him now. Like, he did care for him. Like, sure, he had to defeat him to protect his brothers, but deep down, he did care.
Yeah, I just think that it's a really fascinating character, like Slash, with like Raphael's relationship. Because I don't think they ever really do explore it all too much, but I think like there's like so much you could really do there for like such an interesting story. With and you could do like Raphael trying to bring Slash back over to the good side, something like that. I just mean like there's so many possibilities you could do with it, but yeah, they don't really do much of his character, so it's like really disappointing because like Slash is an amazing character.
Definitely. Like, there could be so many story arcs right now, like of Slash and Spike, like him going to the dark side or him coming back to the light. You know, there's so many avenues you can go down with that character.
Yeah. Well, for the last scene, we do get to see Raph is being sad, and Martin tells him basically, you should be happy because you got your friend, and that's it for the episode. What do you think about that little scene there?
To be honest, it was quite nice. Like, there was a bit of a lesson to be told, like every other episode. Like, there's always a lesson to be learned. And of course, like, you shouldn't be sad for the ones that you've lost. You should be happy for the ones that are in your life right now. Like all your like friends, your family who are right now in the moment, in the present, and that's all you should worry about, which is really nice to hear. Like, you shouldn't worry about the past. The past is in the past. Worry about the present. Worry about those who you have around you and care for you in the moment, which is just really nice.
Wow, that got deep really fast.
I didn't mean to sound deep, but you understand where I'm coming from.
Yeah, I do, but I don't know. It just sounded a bit more deeper than I don't know. I understand where you're coming from, man. Like, and I do think like what you're saying is true, but at the same time, I just think like the way they said it is just like it sounds so dark and deep. Yeah. What do you think about this episode overall?
Overall, I think this was a really good episode to watch, and definitely a very interesting one to say the least. Like, I don't know if Spike or Slash, whatever, is going to come later on in further episodes, or whether we're going to see him next time. Who knows? He could pop up anywhere. You probably know, but I don't. So it's going to be interesting for me to figure out when he's going to come back up again.
Yeah. I mean, I must admit, overall for me, I do think that this episode is always been a fan favourite for mine from season 2, and after rewatching it multiple times for this episode, or for this podcast, it really does hold up. I think it's like one of the better episodes they produced. It's amazing. But yeah, do you want to hear some comments now?
Let's do it.
Okay, we're going to do YouTube ones.
Sure, I will get the YouTube fired up if it decides to. Come on.
What I do now, I'll do some mum ones. Okay, so on Facebook we got Paco. They put, well, I love every episode of this series. This new take on Slash is fine for me, and even though I don't agree with him being 7 foot tall and hulking over the other turtles, this change is acceptable. Having Slash go from a villain to hero later on in the episodes gives this first episode extra strength due to his dynamic change in the character we see later in the series. And yeah, I must admit, I think that Slash could have been been a lot better. I feel like they could have done a lot more with him as a villain. We've got Reese, Masterman. They put, I think Slash is really cool. I really loved it when he teamed up with another character, and I wish their partnership lasted longer. Oh, I probably should have read that one first, just before. But yeah, I think that when you see the next episode that he's in, you're gonna absolutely love it for what he's doing in that episode.
Interesting.
Do you have YouTube ones up loaded yet?
Yep, there's a lot on here this evening. Like, I've got about 23 comments to go through this evening on the YouTube side.
We'll just wait until we get to Reddit.
Jeez.
Yeah, it's a really popular episode.
Alright. Gonna keep up. This is gonna be a busy one, I think.
Okay.
Oh, sorry, I thought you was finishing off the comments on your side.
Oh, no. That's it for Facebook.
Oh, Facebook. Okay, that's it. Alright, no worries. Start from the top, shall we? I'm sorry, I just looked at the Mr. Turtle's little icon, and he's like a little bitty turtle, like his face is all squished up. That's just so funny. But yeah, at Mr. Turtle Loves TMT. One of the best 2012 season 2 episodes, seeing Ralph's only confidant Spike turn into the monstrous villain Slash and start ruthlessly pummeling him and his brothers was both heartbreaking and intense. The action was freaking stellar. Also, that little sequence with Leo and the girl having a tea party made its way into an issue of the 2012 comics, so that was very wholesome to see.
Yeah, the episode, the comic which has that girl is pretty interesting. But yeah, I just want to hold on out with Leo having tea. Just so interesting for quite a few reasons.
Yeah, and it was pretty good to see. I can't speak. The heartbreaking and the intense moments between Slash and Raphael. I do got to agree with you, Mr. Turtle. Mr. Turtle, like it is really good, and I really do really enjoyed this episode. So really good comment right there. Let's see. Sorry if I butchered this. At Amul Moodle, Moodle. I'm so sorry if I've got that wrong. It says here, I like this episode. It was interesting seeing Raph have to work through not having Spike Slash anymore and having him to fight him to save his brothers. I also thought Leo and the girl was drinking tea was cute. I was like, cute. Okay. Yeah, I do understand. Like, everyone likes the part where the girl and Leo is drinking tea. To be honest, I don't know what's that gonna do for the turtles and like the brotherhood in general. Like, the girl could be like, he could say the girl like saw him and all that, but to be honest, I'm not too sure if that's really an issue. Do you understand where I'm coming from, Teddy? Like, the girl could say to their parents, "It's like, oh, there's a turtle," in my bedroom. And I'm not gonna lie as well, just a quick one. I know I'm going on a rant here, but how did no one hear Slash and Raphael barge in the girl's bedroom, like the alarm's going off, and of course the parents walk into the room and there's a giant gap, there's a giant hole in the wall, and I just don't understand like how no one heard them or no one saw them. Like, I'm sorry.
Yeah, I was just about to bring that up.
It's just like, I know
one
we
of those
didn't bring it up
things.
earlier, but I just don't understand. Like, everyone should have seen them. Like, someone must have seen them, and I'm surprised the girl wasn't screaming. The girl was actually pretty chill. She was like, "Oh, there's a talking turtle." It's like, must be my imagination or something. But nah, I thought she was gonna be screaming and everything. I'm like, I don't understand. I guess it's just turtles at the end of the day.
Yeah, it's just one of those things.
Yeah. Right. Next comment. At Magma Striker 1436, 10 out of 10 episode. A classical and one that I remember to this day in detail. This one of my favourite incarcerations of the character, especially later episodes and seasons. The only one I like is the IDW version? The 2012... Yeah, sorry, I don't know what the
IDW
version is.
So IDW is one is ones that basically are making the comics right now. I can't remember what the IDW stands for, but yeah, it's an interesting company. Just leave it as that.
Okay, no worries. The 2012 Slash story was also very captivating to see the evolving through the seasons, and most important was satisfactorily to the end. Yeah, I gotta agree with you on that comment, even though I don't know the version of the IDW. Yeah, I think it's a 10 out of 10 episode too, Magma, so gotta agree with you on that one, mate.
Yeah, the IDW version is a really interesting one. I mean, the story takes place over nearly 100 issues, so I don't think we'll begin to that. So I don't think we'll begin to that one anytime soon. But
yeah, I don't
it's
think
a very
that's
interesting
gonna be a
character.
possibility. Yeah.
This might intrigue you quite a bit, but he died by a nuclear bomb.
What?
Yeah. There's a character who was mind controlling him, and then set him free, but everyone thought he was normal. But yet the person who was mind controlling him put a nuclear bomb on him just in case, and then blew him up.
So basically, he got Oppenheimered. Basically.
Yeah.
He got Oppenheimered right there.
Yeah.
Jeez, that is a way to go.
It didn't help. To make things funnier, and next month they released the next issue, and it was a Christmas issue.
Oh no.
Yeah, and about how Master Splinter was depressed. So.
Oh, great. That's just what you want in a Christmas issue, you know? Master Splinter's getting depressed, everyone's losing their mind. There's a turtle who doesn't know who's actually a suicide bomber, so yeah, that sounds really like Christmas spirit, you know?
It's so Turtles.
You know, just the turtles, just, you know, Master Splinter's on the bottle and one's got a giant nuke in its neck, and it's just, honestly, this is getting ridiculous now.
Moving on?
Yeah, let's move on, because we're going to be here all night if not. Right, at Ashy Flame, one of, if not my favourite Raph episodes. TMT 2012 Raph is my favourite Raphael, and Raphael is my favourite turtle. I love him in 2012 because I completely relate and understand almost all of his actions. Yeah, that's a pretty cool comment to say. Raphael is definitely your favourite character, as you well put it, and yeah, I guess Raphael is one of those characters in which he displays his actions very, like, profoundly, and yeah, that's all I got to say to that, really. At Michael, sorry if I butchered this name wrong again, at Michael Saboa 2610. So sorry if I butchered that name wrong, do apologise. One of my favourite episodes of the show. Yeah, good comment, I'd say. One of mine as well, thus far. Don't know if we're going to have any more soon, but yeah, definitely one of my favourites. At Toy Tell 7, sorry if I butchered that name once again. nostalgic. It was one of my first TMT DVD. All over. Great episode. Cool.
Yeah. God, I remember that. I'm getting the DVD for it. Oh god, those were the days you can get DVDs and you're just excited for it.
DVD box sets and all of that, and now you can just stream it for free. And you think to yourself, "Is like, what's the point of having DVDs?" You know.
Kids these days don't know what it was like having DVDs and what it was like in childhoods.
Yeah, like you had to put the DVD in, called a DVD player. It's none of that. God, we sound old, do we?
Yeah. Moving on.
Yeah, let's move on, shall we? Sorry if I butchered his name again. At Tojan Nathan Woods 7612. Oh, I'm sorry. That's in I believe that's in a different language. I'm so sorry if I don't know what that language is.
Moving on.
Yeah, I could try and put it through the translator.
Yeah, it's not really worth it.
Oh, might as well. We'll go the extra mile.
If you want to.
Here we are. Tremendous beating Slash gave them in that episode.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a very straight to the point comment. I'm hoping it's correct. I've run it through Google Translator, so I can read your comment for you there. But yeah, if it is that what you're saying, mate, I gotta agree with you. It was a tremendous beating that Slash gave him. Like, I'm surprised Slash didn't kill them straight up after seeing that like glorious and gracious slow-mo battle of Mikey getting battered around like a fish. Honestly, that was just insane right there. And of course, our last comment now on the YouTube side at Christopher Bennett 5858. I did enjoy it, but it made me think that Raphael was the one that needed to get out of the house the most. Not in a shut-in way. Frankly, all of them would fit that category in that sense. It's more like if Spike/Splash had lived with the Turtles for years and his first instinct was to replace the brothers and be better for Raphael. What has life for Raph been like for that to be the response?
Oh yeah, that was something which I want to bring up. It's so similar to the Mystery Man episode. Basically, the turtles were talking to someone, and then all of a sudden they became a really interesting villain.
Yeah, that is. I gotta say, like, that is very interesting to say. And to be honest, I gotta agree with you. Like, what has Raph's life been like for Spike or Slash to go full on and destroy his brothers, like just to outright erase him so he can become better? Like, I don't know whether it was the mutagen or whether he was just sick in the head, you know. I couldn't tell you if otherwise, but do you understand what I'm coming from here? Like,
yeah, I do.
It is true. Like, Raphael must have had a hard life for Spike to interpret it as in, like, oh, I need to get rid of his brothers because they're mean, they're rude, and they don't respect him as I do. Like, that's some weird mentality stuff right there.
Well, I just think it's like the equivalent of like how Mystery Man more or less took on his feelings and then developed them for April. So it seems like one of those type of things.
Yeah, that makes a lot more sense, to be honest with you. Like, Spike's not evil. Like, that turtle, well, Spike, before he was turned into Slash, like, he wouldn't even harm a fly, you know? He would be, like, just sitting there, letting time pass him by, and just, yeah, he was pretty chill. And now he's, like, a full-on threat to the turtles and could kill them if he wanted to. Like, he could actually kill them.
Yeah.
So it's a very stark transition between Spike and Slash.
Was that all for YouTube?
Yeah, that's all the comments for YouTube, unless there's any more that I can't find or can't see. But yeah, that's all of them.
Okay, here we go with Reddit. Oh boy.
How many have we got for Reddit?
Quite a few. Okay, so Freelance Wolf, they put, best rap episode for me. First serious episode that is fully serious. Nothing jokey or silly if you remove the subplot with Leo. The episode would have been very dark horror, probably would be too dark for kids, hence the subplot. And yeah, I do 100% agree with that. They'd also say Russ's development here was fantastic. He loves his bros even when they annoy him. He'd do anything for them even when he's animistic towards Slash. He still tries to save them at the end. He's not angry, and he's not as angry as people think he is. He doesn't hold any grudges at all. Okay, with that, what development did he go through? Because he didn't really learn anything. He still, because no matter what, he was still going to love his brothers and all that. I just think, or am I just missing something?
To be honest, I'm with you on this one. Like, I don't understand.
Yeah, I mean, just because with the anger thing, he's just going to learn a lesson again for other times. So, yeah. And then last paragraph which they put, it was there was a little beautiful bro bonding. Rev making Splinter sorts Don and Mikey rushing to his aid when they were not and it's no condition to fight. That's a no move. Donphin bad. They almost killed Spike. That's that's why it's so irritating when people keep claiming that the show has no development whatsoever and the bros are just horrible to each other. Are they even paying attention when they watch? Seems like they just putting it in the background while they're doing other things. Okay, with that, I mean, I don't think the bros actually like really mean to each other. I think it's more like, you know, proper realistic brotherly stuff where like, you know, like they get mad but then, you know, they'll forgive about each other. But I just don't really see the development in the show. I think there is like some development in the show, but I just don't think it's as like there as what 2003 does. But it's, I mean, I think very few characters get development in the show. But what do you think about that?
To be honest, not as much as the 2003 version. That is a very stark difference that I've picked up on, but they do and they don't. Like, there's little bit of character development, but I don't think it's not as much as what they do in 2003, in which like they develop the character through each episode. Like, this episode seems to be going back and forth with Raphael's anger management issues. There's no actual character development. There's no actual learning with the characters. You're not actually learning with them, and it's just like okay to keep repeating the same mistakes as you normally would do.
Yeah, I mean, I think that with 2012 they keep redoing the stories, and then every time they get to like the episode, they like act as if like they haven't learned that lesson before, and it seems as though they've got a problem, and then basically by the end of the episode they fixed it all, but then by the next episode they'd pretty much forgotten about it. But 2003, I will say this: at least they do actually stay to development and actually go through it all the way. So I'll give them that. ISYar89, they put, I wanted him to use that skill mimicking his voice later in the episodes, and yeah. Organic Water 9578, they put, hella good episode, that's all I've got to say. Omni Mushroom, they put, one question I had was, how did Slash go from brownish coloured, brownish colour as a turtle, to like a teal colour as mutants? You know, that's actually a very good question. How did he change colour?
Maybe the mutant turned him, I guess. I don't know. I couldn't say.
Moving on?
Yeah, let's move on.
Kangaroo Rich, they put, they were talking about the core class, and then they put, it was a good episode. Like the side plot of Leo trying to get Michigan, it's really funny. Especially when he's having tea with the girl and having to convince her that he's invisible, and talking turtle, and when Raph and Slash break through the girl's room, while all fighting, Raph confused while Leo's having tea time with a random girl. We got Kai since 2510. They put, I think the episode itself is fine, but the battle between Raph and Slash is one of my top 5 fights before some stuff that happens later on in the series. And we got Shun Tekni, they put top 10 episode from me, maybe even top 5. I think this is a top 10 episode from season 2. I'm not too sure if it'll be a top 10 episode from me overall, but I think it'll be definitely up there. Evader Zan, they put the part where Mikey gets slammed around in slow motion will never leave my mind. Yeah, I don't think that'll be leaving anyone's mind soon. We got Koa Budvitz, they put, I feel like they should have more of a discussion of venting Raph did Spike because it obviously messed up Spike when he began Slash, and they, his brothers, should have checked in more with Raph afterwards. Yeah, but don't really do anything like that. Brief speech, they put easily one of the best episodes in the series, and probably one of the most beautiful ones as well. Yeah. Last one, Caitlin Orange, they put, is my favorite. It's my favorite episode. Such a good moment for Raph character. Leo's subplot is hilarious. The episode makes me laugh and feels, and also feels the feels, and I love it. So yeah. Okay, so do you want to hear some trivia now?
Let's hear it.
Okay, so for this episode, we have Mikey and Mouth, two of the goofiest reunite with this episode. Jonathan Teen voice, as well as the person played Slash. Oh no! I've read that wrong. I'll re-say that later on when we find out who the actor is for Slash. Okay, this episode marks the first time in the series any turtle appears on Mars post-mutation. Oh, that's quite cool. A Stubborn Industries billboard appears when Raphael and Slash jumping on rooftops. Slash's belt buckle. Yeah, I did find it a little bit weird that he does have like signs up, despite him not actually working on it, and him not actually having like any like industries whatsoever. So, what's going on there?
I've got no clue.
Slash's belt buckle Ness. It's not inverted like the previous incarnation where the S is made to look like a Z. Skulllock's minions in the castle arcade resemble the Krang in their floating devices. Did you notice that?
No, I didn't actually. I didn't realise that at all.
Okay, Slash first appearance this episode also marks the first time where Slash mysteriously changed skin colour. Another specifically current trend over his appearance in the series. When Slash first appears post-mutation, his vivid position blue in colour, but after the scene where the audience learns of his intentions to kill Raphael's brothers, Slash skin changes to a dark spring green, which remains for the rest of the episode. I did not realise that. Did you notice that?
Now that you say it, I did not.
Okay, the episode's title, Slash and Destroy, is a nod to Search and Destroy from the TMNT Adventures comics. The name of this episode is also similar to Seek and Destroy, a song by the American heavy metal brand Metallica. Okay, and then we do have some errors for this one. We do have when Michelangelo's coming to Raphael's bedroom to summon him to help clean up the mess in the common area. Mikey stands in the doorway and talks to Raph. First, Mikey is shown holding the door open, showing a stop sign hanging in the inside of Raph's door. The scene switches to Raph in bed responding. And then afterwards it switches back to see Mikey, but this time the stop sign on the door has been removed, it's been moved closer to the door hinge. Okay, that's a very stupid little bit there, but okay. The location of Raph's room was inconsequentially portrayed in the episode. When Raph came out of his room, he was seen coming out of the right front door while Spike was mutating in Raph's bedroom. The camera almost zoomed in on the right hand side bedroom doors. When Raph went back to his room, he entered to the left door. Okay, that's interesting. Also, when Raph walks behind the pinball machine, a 3D render error was shows him superimposed in front of it. Okay. During the scene in which Slash drags Mikey in front of Raph, you can see Raph through Mikey's mouth and the slight part of his face. Oh my god, I want to see that now.
That sounds very weird.
Yeah. Okay, so for the cast, you're going to be surprised at who did the voice for Slash. Okay, so for Donatello, he was voiced by Rob Paulson, Leonardo voiced by Jason Biggs, Michelangelo voiced by Greg Seitz, Raphael voiced by Sean Asantine, Little Girl voiced by Pat Civitan, Pizza Guy voiced by Ciro Nelly, which is the person who created this show. That's quite cool. Shopkeeper voiced by Andrew Kishno, and Splinter voiced by Hoon Lee. So who do you think did the voice for Slash?
Oh, the voice sounded very familiar. I'm gonna kick myself for this because I know who this guy is, but I can't put.
Okay, well, have you heard of an actor called Corey Feldman?
Yes, but I can't remember what he's been in. That's
Goonies?
the problem. I'm gonna kick myself. I'm actually gonna kick myself.
He was in
Because
Goonies.
this guy. Oh my god! Don't. Yeah. Yeah, I knew I was gonna kick myself. Yep.
He was in Minecraft Story Mode.
Yeah.
Oh, and this might also surprise you. He also did the voice for Donatello into the original Toy movies as well.
No way.
Yep. Yeah. I think he has been in quite a lot of stuff, but I just think there's a lot of stuff that we haven't seen. But yeah, looking at it now, it just seems like a lot of stuff I don't think you would have seen whatsoever.
Did you say he was in Goonies? Because I've definitely watched the Goonies.
Yeah. It was sort of like a reunion between Sean Astin, who's also in Goonies as well. So it's sort of like a little reunion.
Oh my god, he played. Okay, I know who he played as. Yep, in the Goonies. I know. Oh, what a great film that is in the Goonies. He was such a great actor in that. Suicide for Beginners. He's been in Sunday Night Slaughter. I've not heard of that one, but it sounds cool. Minecraft Story Mode. He played as Magnus. That was pretty cool. That's pretty cool. Like Magnus. Who's Magnus? I'm trying to. God, it's been so long since I've played it. Magnus. Oh, come to me. It will come to me in a sec. But yeah, it's he's such a great actor because the only thing that I've seen him in is Goonies. I may have seen him in something else, but I can't remember. But yeah, he's it was just really good too. He was a really good actor in this. Like his voice fits Slash so well. Like he was like in a sense like a professional. Like his voice sounded more determined, more angry, and just really like dangerous.
Yeah, I mean, this sounds over like it was like a different kind of acting. I know that like it's just acting, but like at the same time, I think that like there was like a clear difference between like the Turtles acting and his acting. It just felt, I want to say, more professional and more actually like it was supposed to be, just like the character and all that. I don't know if that makes sense or not.
Yeah, I understand where you're coming from.
Yeah. Okay, well, for the next episode, so the next one is called the Krang Conspiracy. Is that correct? I thought that can't be correct. I thought it was a different one. Hang on, let me quickly check this. That does not seem right. Okay, so this is pretty interesting. So we can either do the release date order, or we can do the production order. Which one would you rather do first?
To be honest, I'm not too sure. Why don't you decide? Because I am flying blind, so.
Okay, well in that case, I'm gonna do I'm gonna do it like the way that I've always watched episodes, and next one is gonna be called The Good, The Bad, and Casey Jones. What do you think is gonna happen in that one?
Ooh, that is That's a really interesting episode. That sounds like. I think it's gonna have Casey Jones in it, and I think he's gonna go. We're gonna see a lot more Casey Jones, and we're gonna learn a lot more about him. We're gonna learn about his past, present, and future within the Turtles, and maybe he will get like affiliated into like the Brotherhood, perhaps. That's all I'm going off of him right now.
You're quite close, I would say, with like some of the stuff for Casey, but don't really expect anything too big or amazing. I mean, it's this version of Casey after all.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, what do you think about this episode overall?
Overall, I thought this was a really great episode, and I got to agree with some of the comments here. It's a 10 out of 10 episode, and definitely with my top 10. And I got to say, I think I've got a new favourite character.
Wow, that's honestly really surprising. But yeah, I must admit, overall, I think this episode is just like definitely one of the best episodes they've ever created. And I just want them to do more Slash, especially this version. He's just top notch, perfect. But yeah, so if you don't want to get onto the podcast, you can leave a comment on either Reddit, Facebook, YouTube, Anchor if you're a text message or the voice message. But yeah, I've been your host Teddy.
And I've been Hayden.
And we'll see you all soon. Goodbye, yo. Bye.
Bye.